As you can see, I'm really tall. And as you can also see, despite that, I'm still wearing heels. Now you probably want to ask me, how is the weather up there? But me, being myself, would most probably tell you, it's pretty amazing. How is the weather down there? But what if that wasn't the case? What if I responded with uncertainty and self-consciousness? You had just triggered an insecurity of mine. What if instead I walked like this, and every time someone made a negative comment about my height, I would let them bring me down and down and down? And when you asked me exactly how tall I was, I would respond, I'm not really sure, I haven't measured myself in so long. Or I would totally avoid the question. I'm 184, by the way, I know you're curious. So, in that hypothetical case scenario, the chances that you perceive the trait of being tall as something negative, something to be ashamed of, even a reason for pity. You would think, how do boys even like her if she's taller than 90% of them? I will tell you right away. They like me because I'm self-confident, because I walk like this, because I know my worth, because I wear heels if I feel like it, without thinking that I'm too tall for a girl. I mean, I know I am, obviously. But do you know how fun it is to look from everyone from above? I mean, after all, I'm the one with long legs who can reach the top shelf, right? So what do you think of me now? Did your perception change? Of course it did. Because I perceive being tall as something good, something I love about myself, something I'm even proud of. So now, you might be thinking, maybe if she's so confident in herself, then being tall might not actually be that bad. I mean, she's the one living with it, so if it doesn't make her feel insecure, then it has to be a good thing, right? Maybe I wish I was taller too. 99% of life is confidence. It is all about your mindset. And I know what you're thinking. Some people are born with it and some people are just not. But that's not true. Whether you have it in you or you don't is absolutely irrelevant. Anyone can build their confidence. The thing is that not everyone dares to, because it is an endless journey which you're on all by yourself during your whole life. Even I wasn't that confident. Shocking, I know. But there was a solid period when I didn't exactly have a lot of friends. Well, any friends. But anyways, the point is that I was so insecure and desperate trying to satisfy others. I didn't express my true self, hoping that people would like me better that way. I was stuck in this circle of constantly seeking others' validation, and when not receiving it, blaming it on myself, thinking I wasn't good enough and having to work harder in order to win people over, which sounds absolutely crazy. So eventually I got sick of it. I was tired of trying to satisfy others and feeling miserable about myself, because it only led to greater self-doubt and nothing else. As long as I did it for others, as long as I tried being better for others with the intentions of others liking me, no one even noticed. No one cared. So I knew I had to break it off. I had no choice. I was alone. And I sat down with myself and I had the talk. Yes, you are all alone. Yes, you will be all alone. And yes, you're gonna have to learn to be okay with that. And let me tell you, that was the game changer. That was the thing that helped me most with my character development. And it was hard at first, don't get me wrong. I literally had to lie to myself. I had to manipulate, gaslight myself into thinking that I was good on my own. I didn't need anyone. I felt weird, I felt stupid, I felt lonely, awkward, bad about myself. But I forced myself to think that I felt good. Alone but real. Alone but real. Alone but real. At least I was staying true to myself, and I wasn't relying on someone else to make me feel good about myself, someone who doesn't even care about my happiness and well-being. So after series of repetition and self-manipulation, that illusion got so rooted in my mind, in my subconscious mind, that I actually believed it, and still do to this day. I actually learned to enjoy my own company. And you know, that opened great doors for me because I had a lot of time by myself, obviously, and I had a lot of time for self-reflection, to work on myself, to also acknowledge some of my worst traits and develop them for the better, which made me even more confident. I used to be that person, that one friend who is so insecure, always seeking others' approval. And now, I can confidently say that I am the person that everyone who knows me associates with when they hear the word self-confidence. And you know what else? All the people who used to bully me and make fun of me, because that was a real thing in middle school, trust me, all of a sudden showed great interest in me. They wanted to get to know me, they wanted to be my friends. They even wanted to use me in order to develop their own self-confidence. Funny, isn't it? Keep that in mind. So, you're here, you want to build your confidence. First thing popping up in your mind, how do I do it? Where do I start? Where do you start building your self-confidence if up until this morning, you've been in a constant self-destructing circle, burdening over your insecurities, thinking you're not good enough, not being able to look in the mirror without pouring yourself with that negative self-talk about what a failure you are. If you recognize yourself in this situation, I'm truly sorry. But the good news is that it all depends on you. Now, I know that might not sound like good news to all of you, but it is, because you are the only person who can limit you. The phrase, "you're your own worst enemy," is 100% true. But don't take it as a confirmation of your self-hatred. Look at it as an opportunity. You see, self-confidence isn't something that you can build overnight. You can't just wake up one day and become confident. It doesn't work like that. It is a journey you're on your whole life. And what you need to realize is that the only one who's going to be there for you throughout all of it is yourself, no one else. No one will build your confidence for you. You have to do it on your own. But we can also look at self-confidence as an infinite ladder. You start from bare ground, and you can always go higher and higher and higher. And let me tell you, once you have the guts to begin climbing that ladder, it gets easier and easier every day, trust me. So, we all know some of the cliche tips and tricks when it comes to building your self-confidence. Don't be afraid to stand out and embrace your uniqueness, because everyone feels that way. We've heard this too many times, and it's true, but why? You see, everyone, and I mean everyone, feels as stupid, as lonely, as weird, as awkward as you occasionally. But it is your choice not to feel that way. You know what makes the situation embarrassing? That's right, being embarrassed. So just choose not to. Don't let your fear of others' judgment stop you from doing what makes you happy, because the only real judge of your entire existence is you. It's yourself. You decide whether you're gonna feel stupid or not. And there's the bonus. When you see yourself in a certain way, it also affects how other people see you. Your perception of yourself is their perception of you. And you can use that to your advantage or against yourself. And I'm sure that at least half of you use it against yourself, but we're here to change that. So, the only thing that matters at the end of the day is your inner reality, your mindset. because I'm about to show you how you can transfer that into your real physical life. Now, you know there are always the basic steps of achieving something, and then there is the key, your chance of cracking the code. Well, when it comes to self-confidence, that key, put in simple words, would be cutting the negative self-talk and starting to repeat positive affirmations. I know that might sound common or basic, but it goes far beyond that. Now make sure you hear me well and remember when I say this. Be delusional. Yeah, you heard me right. Be delusional. Now I know the first thing that comes up to your mind when you hear when you firstly hear the word delusional might be its negative side. You might associate it with a person who has a distorted view of the world, or is probably self-absorbed, stuck in their head. But that's far from the truth. The truth is that being delusional hurts no one and legit gets you everywhere. And I mean everywhere. Think about it. Your thoughts shape your perception of the world, which shapes your experiences, which basically shape your whole life. To help you understand this powerful belief, I will introduce you to some of the unchanging but also life-changing truths that ancient cultures have always intuitively known, aka the 12 universal laws. So, as you remember, when I talked about my self-confidence journey, I mentioned that I indeed had to manipulate myself, had to gaslight myself into thinking that I enjoyed my own company before I actually did. Initially, I had to pretend before I finally believed it. And it worked. Do you know why? And it's not because I'm crazy. It's due to the law of assumption. In order to change anything in your life, you need to change the assumptions and beliefs that you hold about it. To assume the nature of your desire, you need to believe that you have already achieved that aim of yours. Your imagination determines your reality. So the more vividly you can imagine yourself into a certain experience, the quicker you'll be able to experience it in your real life. A change of vision is a change of destiny. So what are you waiting for? Take advantage of that. You're your own master manifester. No one can limit you but yourself. You're your only limit. You set your own boundaries, you set your own standards, you set your own status, you create your own reality. It is all about your mindset. So be delusional. Thank you.